power. You have the power to relax, right? Whenever you want, whenever you need. It truly is a state of mind, a state of being, a decision, a choice. And so if it feels right as you're on your back to take maybe a clearing breath or another sigh, some sound, right? You're just really purposely letting go here. And it's often through deep relaxation that we have some major insights. So as you're choosing to relax, as you're choosing to soften now, you're also shifting gears to that space that's a little more introspective, that's a little bit more connected just to who you are, how you're doing, what's landed on your mat, what have you carried with you to your practice tonight. And there's no judgment around that. Right? You're just checking in, you're just looking for the facts, what's real, what's true in this moment. And in this modern life, there is a bit of going, doing. So it can take time to fully release, to fully let go. So give the body a quick scan, right? Feel into your body and notice if there's any visible pockets of tension that you can start to soften. Okay, the space of your temples, check in around your eyes. The activity of your mouth, your jaw, your teeth. Your shoulders. Does one shoulder feel a little heavier? Does one shoulder feel a little lighter? Maybe you can start to invite your breath a little bit deeper into your belly so that we're getting out of that short, shallow, nervous breath and moving a little bit into the more right, full, deep, relaxed breath. And then as you feel your breath moving into your abdomen, your diaphragm starting to lift and lower from the base of your lungs, you might choose to engage with your breath. See if you can stretch your inhale to feel fuller. And activate your exhale to feel truly empty. To start to find that total and complete exchange of breath. And then as you breathe in this way, behind that, there's that seed of relaxation, that choice of calming and releasing. And I'm going to give you like a whole minute here in silence, which always feels a little weird on Zoom, but I'm just going to fade out and time a minute here just to breathe and relax. And then as you continue to breathe here, I'm going to have you bend your knees if they're not bent already and plant your feet on the ground, hips width distance apart. You're going to take your hands and clasp them together behind your head, your upper neck. So you're kind of grabbing onto the occipital ridge, that bony curve at the very base of the skull. We're going to start a little slower, but my intention is to do a little bit of work, to tap into a little bit of effort. So try to allow yourself that feeling of ease and calm as long as we're in it. Now here, you're gonna start to peel your elbows up off the ground so that your arms are sort of pulling against the sides of your head. And as you inhale, without any strength in your neck, you're gonna use the lift of your arms and your hands to pull your chin towards your chest. And once you do that, you're really working to, again, relax the weight of your head back into the press of your hands. So your neck is really passive. I'm gonna just take a look, right? Neck is really passive. Arms should be doing a little bit work as you're pulling your chin towards your chest. Yeah, right? And your head weighs, somewhere around 8 pounds, which is pretty heavy, right? If anybody's got a set of like little hand weights at home, right? You can feel that weight. You wanna feel that weight in your arms here. And you're lengthening, you're stretching passively the back line of your neck. So it's a little bit more yin in its nature here. Right? Just picking your head up with your hands, your arms, right? Dragging your chin towards your chest. And feeling, again, over and over, the weight of your head sink into your hands. Release into your hands. Release into the hold and strength of your arms. Yeah, and head should be fully off the ground. You should feel like really some extension, some stretch to the back of the neck. So maybe there's space to activate the arms a little bit more. Pull your chin a little bit tighter towards your chest. And try to breathe that deeper, fuller breath. Right? Breathe with your belly. Breathe into the base of your abdomen. Breathe with your diaphragm. Breathe without stress. And the elbows are squeezing in. Arms are pulling up. Chin to chest. Head relaxed. Neck nice and easy. Yeah, you're going to take one more breath just like that. Stay with it. And then as you exhale, you're going to use, again, the arms to lower the back of your head onto the floor. When you land, take your arms down towards your sides, palms face the earth. And as you inhale, turn your right ear to the ground, right? Drawing your chin over towards your right shoulder. And as you exhale, sustain. With your next breath in, see if you can press your right ear just like a little bit closer to the earth, right? You're exploring that range of motion through the side of your neck. And you want to feel the opposite shoulder, your left shoulder, get heavy against the ground. So it has a tendency to kind of follow the direction that you're looking or turning your head, right? But we want to feel our scapular shoulder blades against the floor. Because this is yoga, right? We're doing yoga. We're breathing with deep awareness. In a totally full breath in, try to stretch that inhale. And a little more active on the breath out, like you're creating a little more tone through your abdominal wall as you truly empty the exhale. And then it can feel like there's a great shift from sort of the pace of the day, of life, of work, to land on the mat, lay down and be a little bit slower and more intentional in movement. And some days that is like so welcome. It's exactly what we needed, a little more release and relax. And other days it really tries our patience, right? It's hard to slow down. So just notice the reaction that you're having. Nice. Yeah. With your next inhalation, slowly bring your chin back up through center. Slowly. And then once you feel your head in line with your spine, your cervical neck, exhale, draw your knees in towards your chest. You're just hugging your knees down, grounding your low back down, right? Pausing for a moment to notice if you feel any difference between the two sidelines of your neck. And, you know, hopefully it feels a little unbalanced, right? I kind of am looking for that, but it might and it might not. And you're going to take your hands to your knees, and as you inhale, begin to circle your knees around your hips. So the idea here is that you're giving your sacrum a massage. Now, I only know a couple of people that really hate massage, and that's totally valid. I have a couple of friends that just like, oh, they just don't like to be touched, don't like to be massaged. But most of us, the majority of us, when we go in for a massage, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna really enjoy this. So like treat yourself to enjoying the sensation of your body getting a little massage from that helping support of the earth. And you might notice the spaces are like a little tender. And have you been doing some warm weather skiing? Are your legs, your buttocks, your glutes a little bit tired, right? Have you been doing a lot of sitting that leads to a lot of compression in the low back space? Right? Just feel what you feel. And the next time that your knees come in towards your belly, change direction and circle the other way. And let yourself, again, just enjoy it. Like, oh, should feel good, right? Like, can you focus on that positive reception? Can you make it even feel a little better in some way? Yeah, nice. And then when your knees come back in towards your chest, you're going to lower your feet to the ground again. Lower your hands to your sides, palms face the earth. And as you inhale, turn your chin over to the left. So now you're looking in the opposite way. Sustain on the exhale. And then take another breath in and see if you can turn your head just a little bit more in the opposite direction, right? So there's a feeling of active press. Active press. And be mindful of what your right shoulder is trying to do here, right? You want that settled onto the earth, fully grounded into the support. And you might notice that the two sides of your neck feel in some way a little different. It's not uncommon for one side to have a more restricted range of motion. Right? Can you learn from this and illuminate any imbalances in your own body? So there's an active pressing of your cheek, your ear down towards the earth, but there shouldn't be much efforting in your mouth. So if you're one of those people that clenches your jaw, right, you want to be mindful to let that go, because so much tension in our shoulders are related to tension in our neck, which is related to tension in our mouth. And I just saw the dentist, and they said that like as a side effect of COVID, everyone is clenching their jaw, right? Like everybody they're seeing is getting bite plates because we're clenching. So we got to really remind ourselves to let go of that. And then just check in again. Like, are you in that impatient place? This is a yin posture, which means we hold it longer and slower. Right, but at the back of it, there's that base of letting go, of softening, right? Can I just hold and be in this moment, in this breath, in this space, in this moment of life?
And then I never like to give too much away while I'm teaching, but we're about to move into some abdominal work. Yeah. So it's like, if you are starting to like get impatient, think about what's coming next, right? It's going to be some work. So give yourself like, again, I'm going to let go again, all over into this stretch.
Nice. Now with your next inhalation, nice and slow, bring your chin back up to center. Just pause in that midline, right? Like once you feel your head in line with your cervical spine, in line with the rest of your spine, and feel the impact of that. You want to let go of any like pressing of your head against the floor, any efforting in the muscles of your neck, again, your mouth, and just feel, did that have an impact? Yeah. Now we have a natural curve to the spine. So if you take your hands under your low back, for most of us, it's gonna fit, right? Your hand is gonna fit right under the curve of your lumbar spine, right? There's a natural curve there. So that space where your hand can fit under your back, I want you to take your hands out from under that space and glue those vertebrae down to the ground. Yeah. Now, what does that feel like it's doing when you glue your low back down? And I know you guys are on mute and you can't speak out, but you should feel like there's a little tilt to your pelvis. You guys feel that? A little bit. And you should feel like there's already a little more work happening in your lower abdominals just to keep your low back pressed down. Can you feel that like moment of containment there? Right? Bring awareness to that. Don't lose that. And as you inhale, bring your hands to clasp behind, again, your occipital ridge. And as you exhale, peel just your shoulders and upper body, your chest up off the floor. Low back is still pressing down. You cannot fit your hands under your low back here. Stay for a breath in. And exhale real slow without landing all the way. You're just going to drop a bit closer to the floor. So as you inhale, low back presses down, you're going to peel your head, your shoulders, the upper part of your spine off the ground. And as you exhale, you're going to slowly, without dropping all the way to the floor, start to lower again. Right? Inhale, there's these tiny little kind of baby crunches. And as you exhale, you're really controlling the speed as you drop again. Elbows stay nice and wide, but you are supporting some of the weight of your head in your hands. Inhale, and more about coming forward, you're thinking about lifting straight up. And then as you exhale, there's that like slow, mindful control, right? Because the slower we go, the more strength that we're building. So you're staying with that as you inhale, peeling up. And as you exhale, you're dropping down without coming all the way down. Inhale, peeling up. Exhale, dropping down without coming all the way down. And you've got a few more like that. So can you tell what part of your abdominals you're working here? Kind of a rhetorical question, but it's the upper part. It's like the very top part, right? Around the ribs, that floating section of the ribs, right? With a little bit of lower abdominal support. Nice, now stay with it. And I know we're starting a little slower, I promise we're gonna get moving, we're gonna have a little flow, right? Stay with it, but again, what is happening in your mouth and jaw and teeth, right? And be mindful to let some tension release if you find that there's unnecessary gripping. Nice. Now, I know a few of us are doing ab work through the winter, but I also know that the majority of us are not, which is okay, no judgment.
But are you guys starting to feel anything? You feeling anything in the belly? Yeah, Bruce feels it. Nice. Thanks for the thumbs up. Susan, you got anything? Yeah, little bit. Yeah. Nice. So we've got like just a little bit of awareness, the upper part of the abdominals. The next time you exhale, lower down nice and slow. You're going to lower all the way down. Take your hands to your sides, palms face down, straighten your legs long. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, palms face up. Keep your heels pressing to the ground, feet flexed. And as you exhale, roll all the way up to sit. Yeah, good job. That's always one, like, the more you do it, the easier it is. Now bring your hands back behind you, about shoulders width distance apart, just behind your hips. And as you inhale, you're gonna bend your knees, plant your feet. As you exhale, you're gonna start to tip back to that point where you're balancing and you can lift your feet up off the floor. There's a little bit of weight in your hands, but you're not stressing out your shoulders. Yeah, now as you inhale, you're gonna straighten your legs. And as you exhale, you're gonna bend your knees. Yeah, inhale, straighten your legs. Exhale, bend your knees. And you're gonna do that a few times. And I know that everybody's smiling. Because we all love abdominal work. It's our favorite thing to do. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So now I'm going to ask again, and I know everybody's on mute, so you can't like speak it out, but what are you working here? What part of the belly? You just feel, observe. It should be pretty obvious because for a lot of us, it's a little bit weaker. And if it is weaker, if you're really feeling it, you might ask yourself, have I been experiencing lower back pain? If the answer is yes, then this might be a really good thing for homework. So what's working? Your lower abdominals are working, right? Like the lower abdominals. Now we've only got a few more, so don't give up, right? Like check that mentality. And also check in with your breath. Can you breathe a little fuller on the inhale? Can you activate a little bit more completely on the exhale? Nice, one more. Exhale, knees into chest, and then feet together, soles of the feet, knees open. Inhale, sit up tall without rounding at your low back, hinge at your hips. So this part of the back, right, is staying like wide, broad, open. Your elbows could even work their way out towards your knee creases and give a little gentle press down. So I bet what some of us are feeling, right? Can we tell I worked these like lower abdominals here? I bet some of us are feeling some irritation in the low back. Does anybody have that? Hands up, nod ahead. Yeah, Emily got a little bit. Yeah, right? So that just means we need more strength. All that means is there's the potential for a little more strength so that we can create a little more ease, right? That balance. Nice. If you're in that forward fold, inhale, lift back up, spine is straight. Draw the outer knees together. Exhale, cross your ankles, come forward over your shins, tabletop. Fingers are spread really wide apart, so you feel that like gripping of the pinkies and then spreading out from that point. Inhale, drop your belly to the ground, lift up through your heart and tailbone. Now pause in your cat, pause in cat, or cow, pause in cow, and see if even in this back bend, which it is a back bend, can you engage through your lower abdominals, right? That part of the body that we were just working that you should be able to feel now. Do you feel how that's different? Does that create different sensation for anybody on the low back? Exhale, arch your spine into cat, chin to chest, hands push down, right? Pressing the earth away, arching the back, spreading your shoulder blades wider apart. And then from here, tone the belly, inhale, drop the belly into cow, tailbone and crown of the head lift up, but keep that little bit of action, containment. Yeah, so there shouldn't be any crunching. Exhale, come back to a neutral spine, flat back. Tuck all 10 of your toes under and lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. And you might move around a little bit, right? Just kind of settling into this first gentle inversion and your first downward facing dog of your practice. Shoulder blades spread really wide so there's plenty of space at your neck and jaw. Yeah. And then we spent all that time building some heat, building some sensation in the belly, right? So can you use that awareness you've created to engage those spaces a little bit more? Yeah, nice, Duncan. I saw that. Really good. Now with an inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose, around the back, hug your belly like you're getting stronger because you are. Inhale, step your foot forward to a lunge. Wiggle your back toes back an inch, and as you exhale, sink your hips, heart forward, crown of the head forward. Take a full breath in, turning the muscles of your legs on, wrapping muscle to bone. Exhale, straighten your right leg, keep your hips scissoring, squaring off to the front edge of the mat. Inhale, shift forward, take your knee over your ankle, plant your left hand to the ground. Exhale, right arm circles up to the sky. And if you want to take a half bind, wrapping your arm around your low back in search of your left hip. Inhale, re-extend right hand high overhead, and then all the way back down to the ground. Exhale, lift your left foot to the sky, standing split. Squared hips. Right hips pulling back and up, left hips pulling forward and down. Breathe in, take a half lift. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart, Virabhadrasana 3, standing balance. Now, as you inhale, bring your knee towards your nose, come all the way up to stand as you circle your arms to the sky overhead. Exhale, cross your ankle over your right thigh and bend your standing knee, hands to heart, standing figure 4. Nice, breathe in, come all the way back up to stand. Your knee pulls up into your chest, your arms circle to the sky above. Exhale, Ardha Chandrasana, right hand to the ground, left leg extends behind you. Hips are rotating open to the side. Ardha Chandrasana, standing balance. Don't rush, right? Find that touch point of patience and surrender and allowing this moment to be as exactly as it is. And with an exhale, softly land left foot to the back of the mat, Virabhadrasana 2. Shoulders right over the hips. Nice. Inhale, lift up a little bit out of your front knee, out of your hips. So you're rising up from the floor. And then exhale, dive a little bit deeper again. Yeah, you can even do that with your hands. As you inhale, lift up, pull your hands in towards your belly. And as you exhale, dive deeper into the expression of the legs, the hips, the arms open. One more time. So like your breath is moving your body. Right? This spanda, this pulse of life. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Right fingers reach up and back. So you're really stretching through your right fingertips. Exhale, curl your hands down to the ground. Rotate onto your back toes. Inhale, right foot steps back to the left, plank pose. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, drop knees, chest, chin. Hands to your sides, palms face down. Wiggle your toes back behind you 1 more inch. Inhale, lift everything up, Shalabhasana. Right? Watch what's happening in your neck. Nice and easy. Watch any tension in your jaw, right? Spread your teeth apart a little, upper from lower. Watch what's happening in the back line of your body and see if you can engage a little bit more through your shoulder blades, your upper back muscles, your mid back muscles, your lower back muscles, your glutes, which it's okay to really turn those glutes on, squeeze your buttocks and protect that low back. Exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, push up, modified plank. So tone the belly, tone the arms, nice and slow. Tone the belly, tone the arms. Really good. Exhale, tuck your toes, hips back, child's pose with your toes tucked. Inhale, rise up to your tabletop. Exhale, cow pose, drop your belly, keep your navel toned. Try to feel that. It's not as big in movement, but it feels a little bit more stable. Inhale, come back to neutral spine, toes stay tucked. Exhale, hips rise to the sky, downward facing dog. And then there's a resetting, spreading your shoulders, placing your hands, grounding your feet. Inhale, left leg lifts up to the sky, right? Tone the belly. We woke that space up so that we can use it. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose, round your back, hug it in, getting stronger. Inhale, step your left foot forward, wiggle your right toes back just an inch. Exhale, land in the extension of your lunge. Stay for a breath and hug the muscles of your legs tight to the bones. Exhale, straighten your left leg, scissoring, squaring your hips to the front of the mat. Inhale, shift forward, knee over ankle. Exhale, right foot rises to the sky, standing out. Right, left hip up and back. Right hip forward and down. Breathe in, take a half lift, hands to your heart. Exhale, draw your right knee to your nose, lift all the way up to stand, circle your arms to the sky. Exhale, cross your ankle over your thigh, bring your hands to your heart, relax your shoulders, your neck, your mouth. Inhale, circle your arms to stand as you lift your right knee up in towards your chest. Exhale, Ardha Chandrasana, right foot goes back, left hand grounds down. Right, pause for a moment in your standing balance. See if you can catch it, land it, breathe into it. Nice, and then with an exhale, softly landing back, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, hands to the midline, lift your hips up a little bit away from the ground. Exhale, arms spread out as the hips descend again. Right, breathe in, hands come into the midline. Feel that like hugging into the center. Exhale, take up a little more space than when you got here. Right, one more time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Left fingers reach up and then back. So you're really stretching through your fingertips. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the ground. Flip up onto your back toes. Breathe in, step your left foot to your right, high plank. Exhale, lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, push back up, high plank. Exhale, lower halfway down, pause, turn on your belly. Keep that engagement, inhale, upward facing dog. So the belly's on, It's kind of hard because it's a back bend, but it's stabilizing the lower part of the spine. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Big breath in, full breath out. Little deeper inhale, little fuller exhale. Yeah. So everybody here, right? Take your hips up towards the seam of where the wall meets the ceiling. And then don't forget about the effort, right? The aliveness, the awareness of sensation that we created in the belly at the start of our practice, and tap into that solar energy, that bit of fire, that Agni in the belly, right? Get those abdominal muscles working, supporting. Nice, breathe in, take your right leg up to the sky. Stretch your right leg behind you a little longer.
Yes, nice. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. So you're getting like tight and compact and small into the center. Inhale, step your foot forward between your hands, wiggle the back toes back an inch as you stay for the exhale. Little different this time. Inhale, take your arms up, high crescent lunge. Now we should have the right foot forward. So as you exhale, you're gonna eagle wrap your left arm underneath your right. And you could grab your shoulders, you can touch the backs of the hands, you could touch the fronts of the hands. Inhale, lift your elbows up towards the sky, lift your gaze up with your elbows. Exhale, take a gentle bow, forearms to the inner line of your right thigh, hug your belly to your spine. Inhale, rise back up, chest lifts, crown of the head lifts, elbows rise up towards the moon. Exhale, forearms press down toward the ground, belly coils, little bow. And we've got one more. Inhale. Exhale. Now you're going to stay in this little lean forward, right? Full breath. Unwind your arms, take your hands back behind you. And you might even clasp right thumb on top of the left, arms reaching towards the wall behind you. Now feel, before we go anywhere, weight is moving more into your right foot. And as you inhale, lift your left foot up, Virabhadrasana 3. Now try to catch, right, a moment of peace and quiet, even if the physical body is not reflecting that experience. Unwind the bind of the hands. Inhale, arms up to your sky, left knee pulls up into your chest. Really good. Exhale, cross your ankle over your thigh, bring your hands to your heart, sustain, standing figure 4. Right, we'll always bring the gaze down towards the ground if we're feeling a little off balance. But when we're really solid, we want to keep challenging ourselves to move to a different space, right? So look up, close your eyes. Nice. Now we're going to stay in this figure 4 base. And as you exhale, you're going to start to revolve over towards the right. So you might just be turning your head, your gaze. You might start to turn your whole torso. You might start to hook your left elbow into the center arch of your left foot. Right? And then eventually there's a arm balance that comes from that base. Yeah. If you fall out, there's no big deal. It's just practice. This is not competition, right? So be mindful of like the internal dialogue and get back in. Nice. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Pull your knee to your chest. Take your arms up to the sky. Exhale, Ardha Chandra, standing, balancing half moon. Oh my God, we're still on that right leg, that right foot. If you wanted, Chapasana, grabbing a hold of your left foot towards the sky. Nice, and with an exhale, softly landing, Virabhadrasana 2. Yeah, now I want you guys to be feeling, I'm warm. I'm getting warm, I'm heated. Yeah. So if you're feeling that, give a little smile, just so that I know. I'm warm, I'm awake, I'm alive, there's energy. Nice. Breathe in, reverse your warrior. You might take a half bind, snuggling your back shoulder behind your heart. Yes, very nice. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the ground, flip up onto your back toes. Inhale, step your right foot back to your left, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga push up. Inhale, right back up to plank. And then exhale, a vinyasa or maybe not, back to down dog. Yeah, if you want a vinyasa in there, sometimes it feels nice to kind of move through a sequence that feels familiar as a reset. Now,
I'm seeing it again. So sit bones are reaching up, right, to where the ceiling and the floor, the wall and the ceiling meet. Yeah, that's it. And it's really easy for the belly to kind of go lazy and collapse here. But that's part of why we did some abdominal work at the start of our practices, so that we could wake up awareness and in turn wake up a little more action. Yeah, really nice. Inhale, left leg rises up to the sky. All right, spreading back, stretching back a little more. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose, get a small and compact into center. Inhale, step your left foot forward, wiggle the right toes back an inch. Exhale, straighten your left leg, squaring off to the front edge. Inhale, shift forward, knee over the ankle, setting that nice firm base. Exhale, arms rise to the sky. High lunge. So pop quiz, we're on the other side. Who can remember which arm goes on bottom? Ooh, Duncan's got it. Right arm under the left. Right, so you have some space. Yeah, and then as you inhale, right, you're lifting your elbows up towards the sky. It doesn't matter if you have like hold of your shoulders, the backs of the hands, the front of the hands, the gaze is going with it. Exhale, little bow to the inner edge of the front thigh. Yeah, inhale, elbows, chest, gaze rising up above. Right, there's a calmness here. Exhale, bowing down towards the ground, towards the earth, towards Mother Nature. Right, inhale, lifting up to the sacredness of the moon, of the stars, of the coming evening. Exhale, that grounding. And then we're going to pause here in the forward bow. Unwind the bind of the arms, circle your hands back. This time, left thumb crosses on top of the right. So you're switching the grip. And then you're thinking of your shoulders really drawing together on the back. Before you go anywhere, right, feel a little more grounding in your left foot. And as you inhale, lift your right foot up into Virabhadrasana 3. Yeah, so it doesn't matter so much about what's happening in your body, if it's really solid, if it's really shaky, if you've fallen out, right? You're finding a moment of peace within that chaos of balance. Unwind the bind of your hands, inhale, arms to the sky. Right knee pulls up into your chest. Exhale, cross your ankle over your thigh, bend into your standing knee. And then as hands are dropping down to your heart, I want you to feel like you're loosening up a little bit in your neck. You're letting your shoulders relax. You're feeling a little more calm in your face, in your mouth, in your jaw, in your teeth. Yeah. All right, now pick your drishti. Right? We're going to start to revolve into that twist. So it might just be simple as looking left, right? Maybe the whole torso starts to shift left. Maybe right elbow tucks in to the center arch of the right foot. If you fall out, right, think of it as play, a chance to like, oh, let me just see if I can get that. Let me try again. Nice. Inhale, you're going to come all the way back up to stand, pulling your knee to your chest, taking your arms up to the sky. Exhale, Ardha Chandrasana on the opposite side. And you should feel like, oh, this balancing leg, it's doing something. It should be doing something at this point. You have the option of Chirpasana, right? Binding hand to foot, or staying as you are. Now an exhale is going to guide you. So you're toning the belly, landing back Virabhadrasana 2. Yeah, good job. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Left fingers reach up, reach back. Nice. Exhale, hands cartwheel down to the ground. Inhale, left foot steps back into plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog, or taking it through a connecting vinyasa. Nice. Now, as you inhale, come forward to a high plank position. As you exhale, drop knees, chest, chin. Wiggle your toes back behind you another inch. So you really want to feel like your pelvic bones, right? Your hip bones are completely supported on the ground, right? Those like little bony points. Now, as you breathe in, you're going to take your right arm and walk it over to the left side of your mat. Your left arm crosses in front and walks over to the right. So you're just crossing your arms. Yeah, and then you're going to drop your chin onto your arms. You're going to start to release the weight of your head that you're holding, right, which weighs somewhere around 8 pounds. And you're relaxing into that stretch of the arms. So now I want the arms and shoulders, neck, throat, mouth, jaw, breath, belly, to feel more passive. So I'll say that again. Arms, shoulders, neck, throat, mouth, jaw, head, belly, breath, to feel more passive. Really good, looks good. Now, some of us love this. You're like, oh, I love the feeling of this stretch in my arms and my shoulders. And some of us, it's really hard to be patient and hang out here. But whichever experience you're having, can you choose to relax, right? Because you're in control of your thoughts. It might not always seem that way, but it is a fact, right? That we as humans have the ability to control our thoughts, to change our thoughts. And no matter our age or how long we've been doing one thing one way, we have the ability to create some new neural pathways, to do something different, to think something different, to act something different. Now, what's nice about holding a posture is like, oh, you should be feeling something at this point, right? Like there should be an awareness of sensation in your body. So we want to release nice and slow, right? You're going to pick your chin up enough to slowly walk your hands back to either side. Bring your hands all the way down to your sides, palms face up, and turn whichever cheek just kind of gravitates to the ground, one cheek on the earth. Take a big breath in your nose. So you're stretching to your largest inhale of the whole day. And an open mouth, audible exhale, feeling your body get heavy and weighted on the ground again. Yeah, just feel, just be in it. Close your eyes, relax. You feel your heart rate, your heart beating against the earth. Nice, and then chin comes back to the center, hands come back onto your shoulders. There's like that sweet, joyous celebration of knowing you've got to do the other side. So this time, I'm pretty sure left arm is coming across first. Is that accurate? Right arm crosses in front. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. And you might notice like one side feels much more restricted, one side feels much more open, right? But you're just looking for that space that you can, again, rest your chin on your arms, let your head go heavy, right? Release, release, release. And then a little body scan to get into that passive space, right? Shoulders, arms, weight of the head, neck, throat, mouth, jaw, belly, breath. Right, you're finding that calm lunar quality. You're letting go of resistance, of holding, of tension. In your shoulders, in your arms, and even your hands, your fingers, the weight of your head, your neck, your throat, your mouth, jaw, teeth, belly, breath. And no matter your experience, love it or hate it, right? Like try not to leave love, but no matter what, there is a choice there that you can accept, you can allow. You can let this moment be just as it is. And we've been here for a minute, so we want to come out of it really mindfully. Right? Slight lift of the head, right? And then the hands just like walk back to either side, eventually palms to your sides, face up, and the opposite cheek to the ground. So you're looking the other way than was your habit, right? Or like what called you first. And again, you're going to take the deepest breath of your day. You've been practicing for an hour to breathe deeply. So now stretch your inhale, stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. Open mouth, audible exhale. Feel the weight of your body descend. Now from here, we're just kind of making our way into reclined Shavasana on the back. So if you feel like you want a little more action, you might move through one more vinyasa, but some of us are just really simply going to roll over. Yeah, you might put some socks on. You might even get up to turn the lights off if that's going to have an impact on your ability to relax. You're going to give yourself permission to move and fidget and get comfortable, right? And you know you have like these few breaths to find your own settling. Your own little adjustments, that deepest sense of comfort that you can find in your own body and mind and breath. Because it's a choice. I mean, I choose to relax. I choose to let go. I choose to distance myself from thoughts or action. And then there's the practice of stillness. Then there's that real difficult practice of deciding and honoring and obeying the lack of movement. So I know that for many of us, it is much more difficult to take a longer Shavasana at home, in our own home spaces, than it is when we're in a studio. But I encourage you to try to stretch your Shavasana a little bit this evening. Decide again and again to stay, but not just sustain, right? But to stay in that possibility of deep relaxation. Which can guide us to those really deep insights about our own lives. And with that, I am going to leave you here resting. Namaste.